Hi everyone, welcome to Gameshow Talk here on Gameshow Palooza. Yeah, it's been a little while since I chatted here with you guys, but I'm back. So, you'd like to see me do more content like this? Let me know and I'll do the best I can. Yeah, just thought I'll chat with you because it's been, as I said, a while. But other than that, it's still me. What else? Yeah. So, like, here's a point with you. Do you think if they improved the 2012 edition of Price is Right, would they still have the Contestants Right? I probably think so. Would they had a slightly better announcer? Maybe. Would the prizes be that cheap or cheaper? I don't think so. Well, what do you expect? It was back in the Channel 7. Yeah, I suppose they had money at the time because they all had no deal, and it was like at the time 200,000 was a big prize. So that's probably why. But it did last a year, surprisingly. No, nothing is like he did great job. It's just the rest of it. I was watching it because it was there, but other than that, yeah, but they were okay too. But it, I guess, it just wasn't as quite as good as the 93 to 8 run and 2003 to 5, but it's had its moments. But they did like bring in some games that we didn't see in the 90s and 2000s. Like they did bring Plinko, but then at the end you had a chance to win a $5,000 big W voucher. And that was a lot, but it would have been nice. Would have been nice if they had cash like the US one. But even if it was just not so, what they could have, even if it was just maybe not as much as the 50,000, they played for like 20,000. Yeah, and each, how do you work that out to be? I don't know, but or 25. Yeah, and then yeah, but yeah. Yeah, and the cliffhangers, the early guy did get a makeover, but didn't find it as cute as the one they had in 2000. He had the dog too. Yep. Yeah, and then uh, bought other games like Secret X. Never had that. Um, and of course, yes. What else? Oh, we had Hole in One, but it wasn't at the time Hole in 1 or 2. Danger Price, no. Still check out one, no. We had two priced. Yeah, well, few we had, but I suppose it was going up tough against. I think Channel 9 at the time had, and besides, it was a long side deal on it. Well, yeah, that's not the second time. That's the second at time disgrace. With that was back in 2006 they did. Yeah, well, Larry took over Wheel. It was really for like 6 months, but it was a part of the Wheel and Dealing hour. Because Wheel of Fortune came in at 5, Deal No Deal at 5:30. Yep, but still, it had its good times. Yeah, yeah. Well, he's had a longevity of games. He did. Well, the first one I think he did was it was like a heavily double dare thing, but that didn't last very long. And then briefly, back to 2007, Larry did 2 years of a show called The Main Event, and that was a good show. That came on every was it Saturday or Sunday? Well, I know it was once a week because I had a bunch of celebrities play for a family, and then the family play, and whoever won that, it got a car. The other family who didn't, they got something nice as well. Yeah, but then, and then '93 came Price is Right. Yeah, well, obviously I was probably too young in the '80s to watch the with Ian Toby, but still, oh, there's episodes out there on YouTube. I've seen them. Yeah, it was fun. I used to watch, I think, alongside Wheel of Fortune and stuff. Yeah, I know it's crazy, and well, they had this, and which was pretty good. Which I liked. And in between 2000, oh 2001, he just well, it was to do with the Instant Scratch It company, and they had show, this promotion called Cash Bonanza, and it was a fun little one to do for the moment. And then, yeah, and then they there is, if you find out their YouTube, there is a piloted episode from 2000. I think it was 2002 or three. Of the price. Yeah, it was coming back, but not with the one that was pilot that did the pilot, James Sherry. He was better known as the kids show Amazing, and he was one of the original presenters on Saturday Disney. Yeah. Well, what I saw on YouTube, he did a pretty good job for what it was. Yeah. But then between they had like bigger budget. They had like about $500,000 worth or more. The Monster Showcase. No, Mega. That's not Monster. It was the really Mega Circus. Yeah, and they gave away a few of those, and then I think back in the last season, it just went smaller to the bottom. But still, those showcases were over 100 grand, so that was nothing to sneeze at. Yeah, yeah. Then, well, the ironic thing is that after that, when the second run of Price is Right finished, he was going to stop altogether, and I think he wasn't going to be on television, but he decided. I think Channel Seven asked him to come, and he ended up doing a morning show. Called It's still going. 20 years since they started the show, the morning show. They've been there from day one, and then I guess he got asked. So he wasn't actually bad at it. So yeah, I give him credit where it is. And then Yeah, after that, the six, he ended up still hosting like just the morning show. He didn't have any other game shows to do until the 2012 revival, which wasn't that good, but it was good to look at. Yes. So yeah. Then after that debacle, he had to wait about another 9 years before Larry got to host another show. He's still doing it to this day. He took over the hosting duties Andrew Keith. No, don't mention anything about that. Of the Chase Australia, and he's been doing it since 2021. So this will be about his sixth season, I think, hosting it. Well, that'd be probably second longest tender. Yeah, my mum watches it. I Yeah, I know. I do, but I'm not. I've been watching them as much as I should. But some of the favourite ones are back. Deal or no deal. Yeah, it was thinking about cancelling it after the bad time spot it got put in at 7 o'clock, because after last year the project got cancelled, they brought in 10 News Plus, so yeah, and then yeah, but now 10 this year, 10 Years Plus is going to 6 o'clock to bring in of course Deal or No Deal for it. I think it's third or fourth season. Might be, it's something like that. It's starting. Yeah, it would be. I think it would be its fourth season because it came in 2023. Then you're still doing. Might not be as much as the Channel 7 version, but $100,000 nothing to sneeze at. Someone already won that. I think last season, yeah. And after a about roughly 2 year hiatus, Hot Seat is coming back, but it's not coming back to Channel 9. Mm-mm. No, it is going to Channel 10. I'm actually surprised they put that on that channel, considering they had to put Deal No Deal back to 100,000, and they're playing for $1 million prize. Yeah, there's only one thing different about the Millionaire Hot Seat: the host. Because as we grew up, Millionaire, he was and Millionaire. Eddie McGuire was doing it since 1999. He did it from 99 to 2023. Yeah. But still, he did. If you want, you can watch old episodes. The Real Australian Millionaire. It was from humble beginning. There'll be plenty out there on YouTube. Yeah, but I know it was interesting who they chose, because this person's better known to doing TV shows. Such TV shows as Wanted, Path to the Rafters. This person was even in one of Sabrina Teenage Witch movies as Salem's girlfriend. I know that because saw the movie. I don't know what was called, but it was around the late night. No, I don't think it was 90s. It was 2000 it came out. Maybe late 90s. Yeah. And I thought, that's interesting. Yes. But mm, I well she's not the first ever female game show host in Australia. No. I think she might be the second maybe. Well yeah, only because Kerry and Kelly did great and that didn't last very long. Fingers crossed for Rebecca Gibney to do me in a hot seat. I hope she does well. I hope it does get a second season. I don't know. Well, I don't know when it starts because I'll have to go and check my 10 play to see when it's coming. It'll probably be in the next month or so, I'd say, because a lot of the shows that are coming back to YouTube. I mean, Channel 10. Well, some of these are reality shows, but they're still. You like them? If you always liked I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, that's back on the 18th of January. If you, yeah, and then we have um yeah, the Traitors is coming back for a third season, but it's gonna be Celebrity, but it's not gonna be by Roger Court. No, because he got the yeah. I think that's supposed to come back for a second season. And hopefully Channel 9 will let us know if it's coming back. Because that wasn't too bad. Yeah, I know a lot of people wanted Gretel Colleen to do the Big Brother, but she didn't. I'm surprised she didn't turn down hosting the Traders. I suppose she wanted to see what it's like to host a different show, a reality show. I wasn't really into the Traders, but only because she's doing it, and I want to see how it's. Why not? Well, the UK traders have a female host, Claudia Winkle. She is she was one of the hosts of Come Dancing or Strictly Come Dance. Yeah, well, it's just basically the UK version of Dance at the Star. They just changed it. Yeah, and UK and US have traders. So that's Alan Cummins. Yeah, so still, um, it'll be interesting to see how this goes. And actually would be interesting to see how Survivor goes since unfortunately Jonathan Pugsley is not coming back because the people at Channel 10 decided to fire him. I don't know. He didn't do anything bad. Just fired him. And now they had to find another host. But 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 it is Survivor relatable. Actually, tell you it's actually one of the former contestants of Survivor who was actually on the second season of Dylan O'Deal Island last year, and he got like a lot of money. I think it was 9 something million Australian. I can't remember. The Golden God himself, David Jennett. Yeah, I'd like to see how he goes, and if he can actually try and do some zingers. Like if not, I don't know how. I don't know. Most people might not watch it because for the pure fact that um Dylan Pugsley's not there, he was doing it for a long time. Yeah. Well, the thing about this year's I'm a Celebrity it's not live. It's pre-recorded because due to conflict with all the celebrities that's in this year scheduled. So yeah, we will. I think I don't know how it works with the voting, but other than that, well, we can deal with it. Yeah. Um. Yeah. What else is Channel 9? I believe. Yeah. Well, Tipping Point, I believe, is coming back for a third season because you can get it at like Kmart or Target store. The new Tipping Point, which I actually have at home. Yeah. And I got another, like a US new version of the Wheel of Fortune. That's because they show the US version of Wheel of Fortune every day at 2 p.m. on 10 Play. Yeah. Even though it's like a week behind for us, but they'll know. Yeah. Trying to charge it up again. Sorry, that's my phone. Yeah. And then, well, they have some other, like UK. They had Lingo, that's UK. And then they have a channel on 20 kids, but I reckon they should have a mixture. Because the only ones they show are One versus 100 and the Limitless List. The one with that deck. I saw that. It's not too bad, actually. Yeah. I saw, well, one episode, this, the brothers, they got to like, they were £750,000 and they lost a lot, but said they said they came with nothing, had fun. But 750,000 pounds, that's a lot. That's like 100 something odd dollars here. Yeah. But yes, I sometimes I watch random game shows. Even they're not Australian like me. And I'll just watch them on YouTube and yeah, when I can, I'll come and watch match game marathons with it, or actual. They're fun, and whatever else is around. Yeah, but well, they did bring Wheel Footage slightly back. It wasn't many episodes. I think it was like 6 episodes. But it was all right. They had like it went up to 50,000. Oh, no. Yeah, it wasn't the special golden wheel where you land on the prize. I like that because that was a wheel we knew, but I suppose they wanted to go like the US one. Yeah, and they did like was it last year, the year before? Jeff. It wasn't bad. I think they had about 5 or 6 episodes, but they used to show that Saturday nights at 7:30. I would watch it. That was not bad. With that version, they had a single Jeopardy, double Jeopardy, had triple Jeopardy. I know it's weird, but they had breaks between it, so made good. But it'd be interesting to see how to watch. But I definitely want to watch a new Millionaire because I remember when Millionaire was on the original format. I think it back in '99 it would do. I think while South Central was having a summer break, it would be in that time spot. What I think 7 o'clock, 2 weeks. Yeah, two, and then I think the year later it got once a week. Yeah, because Who Wants to used to be on every Monday night at 8:30. because I remember because I watched it every Monday night. I used to remember at the time when we were in a different place, there was a shed down there, and there was a TV there. I thought I'd sneak in the shed and watch episodes of Millionaire. It was to be Millionaire for a while until I got busted and I decided to find somewhere else to watch it. Yeah, it was fun for a while. I think I don't know. Did I have, I might have had a TV in my room, like melted up in my bed. Yeah. Yeah, like, when I originally remember when Dylan O'Dill originally came on, it was on Channel 7 and it originally in 2003, it was an actual hour show, and I believe they did at the time give the 100 million prize. Yeah, but due to the fact I think it was competing with other stuff on Sundays, and then one week it didn't come on because of the Rugby World Cup final against Australia and England, which we know that England won that. Good grief. Yeah, but unfortunately, it didn't come back in its time spot. Yeah, yeah, because I thought it actually got canned, but it just moved from its time. And then it did. Was it a year later? I think in 2004 it came back, but it was in a 5:30 time spot before after Wheel, and instead of giving 1 million, it was a 200. But still, it was great. In the in that format, it gave 200,000. I think 3 times. Yeah, and Leah, she was the other on die for charity. Only because he said he had a a dream about this case at the time. Have it? Yeah, he had the big 23, and it was. So he got that for his charity. Yeah. Yeah, it went. That original run of it went from 2003 to 13. Yeah. Yes, it did. But it was good for. And then after they had enough. It. I didn't get. I don't think it got actually cancelled. I think he just had enough doing the show. So they had a. Trust me, he'd had a very long hiatus before it came back. Explain. And then after that, they brought another little show back. They brought another show in 2013 called $1 Million Minute, and I think that show had it pretty much sort of had kind of elements of Millionaire, Tale of Century in it, but it was fun. Like I think I don't quote me. I think this might have been Greg Daniels ever first hosting Gameshow. Yes, he did. He did like the first season of it, but then yeah, he had to leave for reasons. Yeah, but he got better, and then the second season took it. He was the one that actually gave the first ever $1 million prize in that. But at the time, the guy won. He was like the most. He was the most wanted game show ever in Australia because he had was it 75,000 plus a million? So yeah, 70 something odd. So, yeah, it's out there. I think the clip's out there somewhere on YouTube. Yeah, and then after probably a couple, 2 years, yeah, got the shop, and then came in 2015 and Chase Australia. Yeah, and you keep he hosted that till from 2015 till about 2020. Yeah, yeah, it was a good show. I but I actually tell you that I watched the one with Bradley Walsh before we watched the Australian one because we didn't have the Chase still here. Yeah, cause I remember I think it was on 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoons on channel. I think it still is, but it was a used to watch that a lot. Yeah, still funny. Yeah, and I watched Miss. I think they put the governess there from the start. In 20, yeah, because it was her plus the three other chasers, Goliath, Shark, and Super Nerd. Yeah, cause I don't think he came until a couple of years late, 2 or 3 years later, and then I started bringing other chasers in. There, I think he was there briefly, but I tell you, I think we did get. It was only like I think 10 episodes, maybe in 2019, I believe. Sure was, aka the Dark Destroyer. He was on Strays for about I think 10 episodes. Yeah, but he did put in there. Yeah, and we have Tiger. She's good, and then Dan just like she. They were both on Beat the Chaser, the neighbour. But yeah, but they helped the one. He was actually a former champion on Sail Century as well. Yeah, back in the 90s, I believe. Yeah, but well, at least they got like a fair lot of chasers. Just say if one of them can't make it due to um other commitments or they're not feeling well. Well, I know that when the UK version of the chase, beat they had to bring Easter one time. Easter, aka the Super. Well, he's English, but he lives in Australia. They had to bring him over to film for Ed Haggerty at the top one time because she had COVID. But still, yeah. Yeah. But still, it's fun. I'm watch it here and there. There's another show I actually like, but I don't know. I hope they bring new episodes back. It's the 1% Club. It's a good little show. It's to do with riddles and stuff. It's so fun to watch. They do bring it back for new episodes, I believe. Yeah. But other than that, just bring sort of other. Well, they still got Hard Quiz. I have to. That's on the ABC. Yeah. Yeah, they bring sort of a lot of type. It's good that they bring a lot more back because basically we didn't have many. Like, they were pretty much dominating the 80s and 90s and stuff. Yep. Well, I can even tell you the short-lived game shows that I didn't mind in the 90s and stuff. You had Hot. That was good. uh, All stuff. That was good. Well, that it was basically Hollywood quiz, but that was fun. Yeah, and I only went for I think a season back in the late 90s. Oh, and Concentration, Mike Hammond. That went for about maybe a season. That's fun. He worked on Gladiator with Emily Joseph. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but that was a fun little. There was another one that was on channel shortly. It had potential. Let's make a deal with Spencer. There's a few out there. Yeah, and we had probably the one might have been some short-lived cards, right? Dave Gray. That I think that only went for a season, maybe. But they played. Look, so Interpret did Press Your Luck. I think that lasted maybe a year or two. That because I remembered that because in the mornings they would show. Because when I was a kid, I never believed in the word of sleeping in, and they'd I show repeats around 5 o'clock in the morning. Press Your Luck, and it was good. I think there's maybe 2 or 3 episodes on YouTube with that out there. So yeah. I think there was some game shows that were in the 2000s that were short-lived too. Mine went for a year. Actually, I'll go back to the 90s one. Yeah, did Super. That went for a couple of years. It was like 1 or 2, but it was still pretty short. Then go to I think the 2000s. Yeah, that was short-lived. The Red Simons did that was short-lived. I think that might last a season. But I did another one called Clip. That could have lasted. I'm not sure about that one, but I know that. What else? Greed. That lasted a season. Yeah, I don't remember 2 other. Yeah, but still, it's fun. Yeah, we did have Are You Smart in the 5th grade. I think that lasted several years. And then back in like 2005, they bought South Century back in some way. It was this Temptation by Ed. And of course, well, that went for 5 years from 2005 to 9. Yeah, yeah, I think there might have been another shortlist. Yeah, back in the 90s. I don't know if it was, but it went for several years. What can I say? That was fun. Maybe I can do a tier type list or writing of Wheel Strange from my least favourite to my most favourite. I could do. Oh yeah, and I remember that then you did host Family Feud for several years. And it was fun. Yeah, I think you did something like that. But still good. Yeah, no, still game show. What's fun doing this for you guys. And if you like this, oh, you'll see me do another one soon because I enjoyed it. If you haven't watched any of my game show plays or any of the Gameshow Paloozas episodes I've done so far, check them out. And I'll be back really soon with another video. Bye for now.